Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Okay, welcome back to the channel. This is Hijrah Tips and Advice, and we are going to talk about a very big misconception that everybody has that we really need to get straight. Okay, before I go into that though, please hit the like and the subscribe button and a notification so that you'll know when we post new videos. There is a lot of talk about the visa situation. And I'm going to talk about what I know in the Arab countries. I don't know how it is in other countries. Obviously, I've not been to every country in the world. But having spent more than a decade in the Gulf, I can give you an idea of what it's not. A lot of people are under the impression that if you enter the country, for example, on a visit visa, right? And then you wander around and you find a job. So the question is always, well, can they convert my visit visa to a work visa? And the answer is no. I don't care what you heard people saying. The answer is always no. Visas don't convert. That's the reason why that's not correct. Visas don't convert. They don't change. The visa is issued for a specific purpose. If you want another visa, then what you have to do is you have to exit the country in the majority of cases, cancel the visa, exit the country, and then re-enter the visa with a new application because it's a different kind of visa. That's why it doesn't convert, okay? It doesn't transfer over. It doesn't change over a period of time. This is a lot of misconceptions people have. Can I convert my visit visa into a work visa? Excuse me. Can I convert my business visa into a work visa? Can I get an Iqama? That's another thing. Can I get an Iqama from my business visa? The answer will be no, no, and no. A visit visa is exactly what you're hearing. It's for visiting only. If you want to work, you have to cancel that visa, put in the necessary application with your paperwork for a work visa or a work permit. And then from there, you will wait the process of waiting, okay? And then they will issue you a work visa or a work permit. Excuse me. So in a lot of cases, particularly in Saudi Arabia, they cannot process a visa for you while you are in country. You have to exit the country. So a lot of people just hop over to Bahrain. Okay, Bahrain is literally across the bridge. They'll hop in Bahrain, sit in Bahrain for 2 or 3 days, and they don't care where you go. You just have to you have to exit the country. I'm going to speculate that that's to prove that you've actually left the country and now you have served the purpose of your visit visa. Your visit visa has been fulfilled. You stayed for the amount of time that you want to stay. You're actually now, that visa now is officially ended and you are out of the country because you can only be there for that purpose. So you fulfilled that purpose, you left, and now you are wanting to re-enter the country under a different kind of visa. Now you submit the proper paperwork to the proper authorities, the way it goes, all of the documents that you need and everything else, and then they will issue you a different kind of visa. Same thing goes with the business visa. Okay, you cannot convert, switch, change over, transfer a business visa to a work permit. It doesn't work like that. And if there are companies that are saying that we'll give you an Iqama with your business visa, this is not correct. Something's not right about that because the Iqama means a residency permit, meaning you are permitted to reside here, i.e. to live here while you are working. So typically, your work permit and your Iqama go hand in hand. The work permit or the work permit is issued by the Ministry of Labor, and then your residency is attached to that. You're living here while you're working. But if you're conducting business, excuse me, I'm doing a lot of videos, my throat gets dry. When you are conducting business, you're not coming to live there. Right? You're not coming to reside there. You are allowed to enter into the country to take care of the things that are connected to your business, and they will give you, in most cases, a maximum of 3 months to handle your affairs. It used to be, and I don't know what the situation is now. It used to be that if you had the business visa, it is still good for 5 years. And then they give you, I think, um, three visit visas for that business visa per year at 3 months each. So you come in for 3 months, check on what you have to do, you leave. You come back, you check back in on your investment, your business, whatever it is, for another 3 months, you leave, you come back. You can do that 3 times in a year for each year in that 5-year period. But if you want to work, well, let's finish this chapter. If you're in the country on a business visa, you can't open up a bank account unless your business already has a bank account. But you cannot open up a personal bank account for yourself because you're there on a business visa. I mean, if you think about it, if I live in California and I have a grocery store that I own in Texas, I'm not going to necessarily open up a bank account in Texas. I don't live in Texas. I'm just here under business. I'm here for business purposes. I'm not going to rent out an apartment with a 1-year lease or a 6-month lease. I'm not staying here. I'm here to take care of business. When the business has concluded itself, I'm leaving. I'm going back to California where I live. If I want to take a job in Texas, then I will move my residency from California. I'll move up, pack up all of my things like I would normally do, and then I would settle myself in Texas, and then I would be in the process of looking for a job. So I'm going to change my ID over. I'm going to change my driver's license over. I'm going to have a residence with my name on the lease and all those documents to prove that I reside in this state. Likewise, in a lot of the Middle Eastern countries or the Gulf countries, okay? When you're there for business, it's business. You're not there to open a bank account. You're not necessarily there to work, even though people bring you on in that capacity, maybe as a correspondent or as a someone who's going to do, like, consultation and things of this nature, right? That might be part of your business itself, okay? But you're not there for like work. You're not there to open up a bank account for yourself. You're not there to get an apartment for yourself, and now you're registering your children in school and can I bring my family and all of that. That's not what the business visa is for. That's not what the business visa is for. And as far as I know, and as far as I can understand, what I understood from that, okay? Now, maybe there may be some Gulf countries that will give you a certain kind of visa that you can move around, like the freelance visa and things of this nature. But in terms of a business visa, especially if you're going to Saudi Arabia, a business visa is just that. You're going in to conduct business, and when the business is done, you leave. That's it. Now, there can be a situation where you can transfer a visa. And this is, you can transfer a visa, your work permit and your Iqama is underneath the company that you're employed with. So if you're employed by ABC International School, it's going to be on your document, okay? Where you work and what your occupation is going to be on your Iqama, on your ID card. Okay, you are Mudarris Inglesi, you are an English teacher for Madrasa to ABC. Madrasa to Daliya ABC International School. So it has your work area or your work name, the company name, and it has what your occupation is. So the work permit and the visa are underneath the name of your kafil, your sponsor who brought you on, who hired you. If you want to change jobs, then you can transfer that Iqama from one school to the next school. It's just the Iqama itself. The Iqama and the work permit, we're just changing names. Still the same occupation, still the same type of Iqama and the same type of visa. It's a work visa. So I'm just changing jobs. I'm going to go from this place, transfer over to this place, okay? And that's not as easy as it sounds, and we'll get into another video about that, but that's the only time when you can actually transfer, what they call a transferable Iqama, okay? And a lot of the companies, when they want to hire people in the country, they'll say, they'll give you the requirements, and they'll say must have a transferable Iqama, because they don't have to pay all of the things that your first employer had to pay. So it's easier to just transfer. You're already in the country. Your ticket's already been paid for. Okay, you've already got medical insurance. You've already got the things that you need that the employer needs to get you set up, that he's responsible for, has already been done. So we're just going to ask you, they're going to send a letter from their department to the department of the place where you work at to transfer this person's Ikama from this name to this name. Now, what they have to do in order to make that happen, we don't know, but that's the situation. That's the only time that you can transfer or move an Ikama or work permit or visa from one place to the next is if you already have a work permit and you are changing your job. Okay, and it doesn't have to be the same job. All right, so if you change from, let's say, I have a friend of mine who works for STC, which is the telecommunications company in Saudi Arabia. So let's say he had a background he's a bachelor's degree in communications, okay, but he also has some education. He took some education courses enough that he could be hired as a teacher. So he started out as teaching. Then he gets the win that STC is hiring people for whatever the position is in their company. Then he will go make the application and transfer his Ikama from ABC International School to STC Telecommunications Company. Perfectly okay. They're both work permits, work Ikamas, work visas, like that. So you're just transferring from one situation to the next in terms of jobs. But in terms of visitation, in terms of business, there is no transfer, there's no converting, there's no changing over, there's no switching over. And you got to be careful about that because you can get yourself in a lot of trouble. A lot of people will go in, or some people, they'll go in under a different pretense. They'll go in like they want to visit, but in reality, they really want a job. So they figure, okay, well, once I get here, then it'll be easy. I could just change over my visa, my visit visa, to a work permit. You can't do that. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. In many cases, you will have to exit the country. Now, in some cases, depending on the company, and that's one thing you got to understand about Arabs and the Arab world, I say, no two people do the job the same. That can work to your advantage, or it can be a disadvantage. It can work to your advantage because if you don't get any kind of satisfaction with this person, and they're not going to kind of, make some allowances for you and some accommodations for you, or, give you a little hookup, you can always wait the next day or go down to the end of the counter, and literally you will find somebody who will say, you know what, just give me information. Don't worry about that. Just give me information. Is this all? You got everything? Okay. And they'll hook you up. It just depends, but that can go to your disadvantage as well because you might have now done something a particular way, and that's the process that's always been done. And then you meet Joe Newbie over here, Joe Abdullah. He's the newbie. He just got on the job. He doesn't know anything about the process. He said, no, we don't do that. No, I'm sorry, we don't do that. Who told you that? No, we don't do that. No, you have to bring this and this and this and this and copies of this and this and this and get this signature, this and this and this. And so just come back tomorrow. It's a double-edged sword, okay? But I just wanted to shed some light on the so-called transferring or converting of visas and Ikamas. It doesn't work like that. The business visa is for business. The visit visa is for visiting. And the work visa is for work. And they don't merge, they don't convert, they don't change one into another. Okay, that's it. If you know people who are planning on making Hijrah and they can benefit from this video, please share the link so that they can also subscribe, get notifications, and learn some things that they should expect before they come. Assalamu alaikum.